its intuition and telepathy. They were appointed one Yahweh who they could communicate with. Communicate. So they began worshiping this one named Tammuz, or Adonai, or Horus, son of Ishtar. Who is Isis? Giving us the genealogy of Isis. Simply Genesis. Do you now understand how the worship of Tammuz, Yeshua, Isa, Jesus began, people? However, as Holy Quran informs us in chapter 5, verses 116 and 117, and I quote, "And when the source Allah asked, O Yeshua, Isa, Ibn, adopted son of Maryam, did you ever say to little Nancy, to the people, the Innocites, to take me, Yeshua, Isa, and your mother Maryam as two sources, Ilahain, to Allahs, beside the source Allah?" He, Yeshua, said, "Glory to you, glory be to you, the source. It is not in me to say a thing I had no right to say of the facts. If I had said so, you would have known. You know what is in myself, and I don't know what is in yourself. Surely you, the source, knows al-ghayub, the unseen things. I, Yeshua, Isa, didn't tell them nothing except what you, Allah, had amartani, commanded me to tell them, that they are to slave for Allah, my Rab, and their sustainer. And I, Yeshua, Isa, who is Tammuz, was a shahidan, watcher upon them. So, when tawafaitani, you receive my soul, you cause me to pass on, you are al-raqib, the observer over them. And you, Allah, are over all things, ashahidun, a watcher. Then verse 73 of the same chapter 5 states, "Indeed, those who conceal the facts say, surely the source Allah is thalithu, 1/3 of thalathatin, 3 parts of the Trinity. And there would exist no ilahin, Allah sources, except by one ilahun, Allah source." They're saying there is one God who really is 3 parts. And if they don't finish saying this, they shall fall among those who conceal the facts into the pit with Satan, the reptilian, and his fallen Elohim. Cherubim. There will be of those who receive an aching pain in hell. Do you understand, people? Tammuz is clearing himself in this scripture given to the Prophet Muhammad some 14,000 odd years ago. You are on your own. You have no excuse now for worshiping Jesus Yeshua Isa. In the Holy Bible, the book of John, chapter 14, verses 16 and 26, and the book of John, chapter 16, verses 7 through 15, Yeshua said he would send another comforter, El Moazi, who would teach you all things and bring things to your remembrance. He, the comforter, El Moazi, would guide you to all truth. Yeshua is talking about a physical being, someone you can relate to, not a ghost. Because this person has to stand in front of you, us, to teach you us. In the book of John 15:26, Yeshua actually said, I will send him. Isaiah 29:12 is the actual prophecy of the Anunnaki, Gabriel, ordering the Prophet Mustafa Muhammad al-Amin to read from el-Kitab, the mother of scriptures. Iqra, read, said Gabriel to the Prophet Muhammad. Ma ana biqariyan, I am not a reader. The Prophet Muhammad answered. The Prophet Mustafa Muhammad al-Amin, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, was telling Gabriel that he is not a poet like the men of his day, nor was he well learned in the scriptures of old. He was just not able to read such an eloquent form of Arabic as found in the Torah and the scriptures before. Deuteronomy 18:18 is the actual prophecy of the coming of the Prophet Mustafa Muhammad al-Amin. Shiloh, as he is called in Genesis 49:10, who was from the tribe of Ishmael. All other prophets or news bearers came out of Israel. Do you follow? Ishmael, the Ishmaelites. The Prophet Muhammad now has the scepter of prophethood. Would someone please go tell those so-called Jews in Israel the impostors who are posing as the descendants of the biblical Judah, those Khazars of Khazaria, Russia, to cut the crap. Yeshua already busted them wide open in Revelation 2:8-9, which reads, and you, John, son of Zebedee, and Salome, write to the Anunnaki Elohim Malachi Zadok of the congregation of Smyrna, that city that is symbolic of Christianity. The self-appointed Apostle Paul his false doctrine and called the city of Smyrna, that was protected by Cybele, called Ishtar, daughter of Ningal and Nana, sin, to the Sumerians, to the true way of life, Al-Islam. Surely this is what he, the Messiah, Jesus, who is the first and the last, who was dead and returned to life as the first reborn of the dead, says, not as some vision floating down from heaven on a cloud, as the Christians claim, not out of the sky with horses and chariots with a philharmonic orchestra playing in the background, not out of Jerusalem, as the so-called Jews believe, not from heaven placing his two palms upon the wings of angels and descending in the white minaret in the east of Damascus, as some Sunni and Ahmadiyya sects of Muslims believe. If they say that the Messiah is in a secret chamber, or that he is a prophet on earth, or that he will rise up out of the desert in the east, don't believe them. The first return of the real Messiah, Jesus, will be as a light into the body of the people who are his true followers. Those that live and follow all the laws that Jesus followed, they will be anointed with the Spirit of the Messiah. Jesus, then, after those faithful followers are gathered as a body, 144,000, he will return. Surely, I know about your tribulation and your poverty, always begging for money. Nevertheless, you are rich. In blessings and resources bestowed on Nubians in the lands in which they originally dwelt as Africa. And there is great blasphemy in calling the Most High a human being and giving him the name God, which is a word composed from 3 Hebrew words that are human attributes. Gomar, meaning wisdom. Oz, meaning strength. Dabar, meaning beauty. The Greeks attributed these titles to the 24 scientists whom they call gods. In the Greek language, God literally means worshipped. These 24 scientists are known as the 24 elders. The elders are a sacred seat of council. They are the high priests after the order of Melchizedek, sometimes called star people. The first ones, El Awwalin, the watchers. And the 24th seat is open to all news bearers. There is great blasphemy against you. By those who say surely they, the so-called Jews, say they are Judah. Let me repeat that. There is great blasphemy against you by those who say, surely they, the so-called Jews, say that they are Judah, the fourth son of Jacob and Leah. And they are not Judah. They are the community of physical evil, of the physical evil one, reptilian, dragon, Nachash, Shaitan, Satan, Zuin. They are the descendants of Yaqub. The Dunakiel grafted seed, the Halabians, Flugorods of 8,400 years ago, which bred the Aryan and the Anglo-Saxon race. Yaqub created them by genetic splicing, called grafting, between the blonde-haired, blue-eyed seed of the Pleiadians and the black-haired, the black straight-haired, black-eyed Hindus. The result were the Jews or the Jews. They are not to be mistaken with the cursed seed of Canaan. With the cursed seed of Canaan, whose real name is Lebana, the fourth son of Ham and Halima of 4,400 years ago. Now, every Christian should know the Lord's Prayer. Yeshua had many things to say unto us which we were not ready to deal with back then. For instance, even his disciples had mixed emotions when witnessing his healings and his miracles. This is sorcery. Some of them were thinking. Now imagine Yeshua, Isa, Jesus, Tammuz, trying to explain to the disciples back then about Nibiru, a planet ship which is protected by 7 accompanying warships that are now inside our solar system. On the Isle of Patmos, when John was given the vision of this great event, he described it as the holy city, the New Jerusalem, which is Greek, Daru El Salam, which is Syriac Arabic. Daru meaning abode and El Salam meaning peace. The abode of peace coming down from God out of heaven, prepared as a bride, adorned for her husband. In their physical manifestation as opposed to their etheric state, the Anunnaki were all dressed in white robes. Revelation 21:10 informs us, and he, Melchizedek, took me, Yochanan, by way of the soul, to a big mountain, very high, and showed me the holy city, Nibiru, craft that crosses from one end of the sky to the next, coming down from the Orion skies, from being with El Ilo. John was in the spirit, which houses the soul, when the Elohim, Michael, took him. Man is still connected to the spiritual plane even after birth into this physical. word. It serves as an umbilical cord does to nourish the unborn child in the womb. Likewise, this etheric cord gives life to the physical body which otherwise would be lifeless. Its Nibiru's essence was the glory of the Elohim, and its illumination was like the generous stone which resembled the jasper stone, the crystal, a quartz stone found abundantly in the Euphrates River. This stone was the stone used to describe the appearance of the Elohim Anunnaki Mordaka, Mikael, when he's in the spiritual form. And it had a great wall, very high, which had 12 doors, and on the 12 doors were 12 Anunnaki Elohim, who had written on them the names of the 12 tribes of the sons of Israel. Joseph, meaning he will increase, a son of Jacob, elder of the two born to him by Rachel. And she called his name Joseph, saying, El Ilo, add to me another son. Genesis 30, 24, 37, 39, 42, 46, and 50. Reuben, meaning affliction, eldest son of Jacob by Leah. Genesis 29, 32. Simeon, meaning hearing. Levi, meaning attached to the law. And Judah, meaning guidance or celebrated. Issachar, meaning he or will bring reward. Zebulon, meaning habitation. Benjamin, meaning son of the right hand. Dan, meaning happy. Naphtali, my wrestling. Gad, good fortune. And Asher, happy. From the direction of the east, there were 3 doors. And from the direction of the north, 3 doors. And the direction of the south, 3 doors. And the direction of the west, 3 doors. And the city's walls had 12 foundations, and there were written on them the names of the 12. Those you sent who were for Tammuz the lamb. And he, the Elohim Anunnaki who addressed me, Yochanan, had with him a measuring rod of gold in order to measure the city and its doors and walls. And the city was square. Its length equal the same as width and length. And the Elohim measured the city with his measuring rod, and it was 1,500 miles long, and as high as it was long. It's as large as a city. It's the largest city on earth. As large as North America. So that you don't get lost or confused, this description is of one of the fleet of the 24 crystal cities which the Grand Mothership Nibiru holds, together with many thousand of crown-shaped ships. Each crystal city has a crystal-like dome, giving them the ability to break down light as a prism would and be able to make use of the energy. Do you follow? So let us return to Revelation 21:17. And he, the Elohim angelic being, measured its walls, which was also 144 cubits, as a human being measures, which is an arm's span, or from the elbow to the third fingertip, who was indeed an Elohim, yet in the form of a man. The walls were built of jasper stone, and the city was of pure gold, reflecting from its gold lights and many lights from the stones that made up the breastplate of the priest. Unlike clear or transparent glass, and the foundations of the walls of the city was adorned with all kinds of precious stones. The first foundation was jasper, a quartz sometimes seen with strips ranging in hues of colors. The second was sapphire, a hard, deep, clear blue stone. The third was agate, a stone that is slightly harder than steel, and gives off a high gloss when polished. And a reddish color. The fourth, emerald, a transparent stone slightly harder than quartz crystal that forms distinct six-sided crystals. The fifth, onyx, a type of agate stone with two different layers between red, green, black, brown or gray. The sixth, sardius, a very hard red orange stone that the Egyptians used to carve the image of the scarab beetle, and it is used to describe the complexion, someone's complexion, also called the sardine stone. The seventh, ligio, a chrysolite stone, yellow or olive green. The eighth, beryl, a translucent or opaque, harder than quartz, and is yellow, green or bluish crystal. The ninth, topaz, a hard crystalline material composed of aluminum fluorosilicate harder than quartz. The 10th, carbuncle, a precious stone of a deep red hue. The 11th, diamond, a stone made from pure crystalline charcoal or carbon. The 12th, amethyst, from the quartz family, purple or violet in color, a six-sided crystal hard enough to scratch glass. And the 12 doors were of 12 pearls. Every other door was of one pearl on what looked like a market street, because so many people were on it. The path of the city was of pure gold and as transparent glass. And I, Yochanan, did not see in it a tabernacle, because the master, El Elo, who controls all things, he is its tabernacle. Because to him all worship is given, while on earth worship is given to the Most High from a temple or tabernacle, as the children of Israel were instructed to build by the prophet Moses. And Tammuz the lamb is there, also called Sananda. And the city does not need a sun or a moon to furnish its light, because it is self-sustained. The knowledge of splitting atoms and breaking time barriers. And the splendor of El Elo shines in it, and its light is the Lamb. And the nation of people that were awakened and accepted the truth from all over the world and have regained their godlike qualities and will all walk in the light of it, because they have earned the right to be on the crystal city. And the rulers of the planet Earth, those who remained righteous, not partaking in intoxicants or prostrating to the image of the beast, no fornicating with the harlot, will come with their glory and honor into it. And the doors of it will not be shut day or shadow hour. And they will come with the glory of the nations into it. And nothing will enter it that is not pure, nor anything or anyone who does what is shameful or disgraceful or tells lies. No one who is pure, no one who is not pure in actions and heart and has been defiled by the harlot will enter. If any deceitfulness remains in your heart, you will not be allowed to enter. None except those whose names are written in the Lamb's scroll of life. That is recorded by the Elohim Michael Melchizedek, who has been sent to prepare El Mukhlasina. Are you listening, people? For their journey home by incarnating in human form to teach the chosen people. So he knows our nature inside out, our fears, our joys, and our desires after living amongst us. He was also there before our creation. Remember? From video number 4, Cain and Abel, he built the cell which became the amoeba, which then evolved into the human being. You must learn to raise your higher self in order to be worthy. And he, the Elohim, Malachi Zadok, showed me John, son of Zebedee, and Salome, water of the river of the water of life. This is what the Messiah Jesus promised to his faithful followers in John 4:10. The springs, rivers, and fountains of the water of life located in what is